And Putin moves south. Continuing with the getting through all the different actions on the action point cost chart. We come look at an action that's called Conduct SF, that's Special Forces Insurgency Operations. This is listed as an optional rule, and again I'll continue my practice of just going for playing with all optional rules. Especially these days, there doesn't seem to be any reason to not play with optional rules. That's been my experience so far. Anyways, all right, let's first look at the Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades. SA-17. Pretty high-tech looking thing there. System there. All right, this is only 30 kilometers weapon range. Radar guided missile. Surface-to-air missile system. Surface-to-air. Last time we also looked at a surface-to-air missile, the Growler. So this is just the difference is the we have really a short range versus the Growlers. What we looked at last time, with 400 kilometer range. So definitely 400 kilometers, definitely closer to an intermediate range, or medium range. This is definitely short range. Alright, but there it is. Russian SA-17, 30 kilometer range surface-to-air missile system. Alright, let's talk about SF. Insurgency now. In general terms, it would be great to launch an insurgency operation in one of these Central Asian countries that is obviously allied with the Russian, in part of the Russian Confederation right now. So Turkmenistan's on our side because they're on the NATO's colored side, and Tajikistan is on our side. So we've got Turkmenistan and Tajikistan, whereas Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, and Kazakhstan they're on their Russian color side, that kind of mustard, brown, tan color. So that's the Russian side. So it'd be good to, now I was thinking about launching an insurgency like right here, and maybe K2 right here across the border. It's got the Russian Combined Arms Corps there. But now I'm thinking, you know what, how about something farther behind the front lines? So it could be Baikonur here in central Kazakhstan. Or it could be Bukhara here. Let's do Bukhara here. So Bukhara here is it's a city. It's on a rail line. Has a river going by it. Otherwise clear terrain. It's got obviously a garrison unit because they all have garrison units. And then it has a Uzbek Combined Arms Corps there. Alright, so let's talk about this SF thing. So there's an optional rules chapter. Is that where I'm going to find my insurgency? By the way, real quickly, the optional rules, we got complex terrain units. We've got forward operations base, forward operating bases. We've got the 6th generation warriors. We've got 5th generation fighters. We've got airborne and amphibious assaults. We've got air transport, reserve air action. A reserve air action moves air units out of the theater of operations. It's for getting those air units out of harm's way. Interesting. So it costs an AP. Is that on the... I don't see that on... So I do not see that... I don't see that on the action point cost chart on the map. So that right away tells me that if I'm playing with all optional rules, which I am, I have to be careful about actions that aren't actually shown on that table. Alright, AP enhancement. This action is conducted during the command point phase or is not an AP cost. A player can use SF units to increase action points. That's interesting. Alright, here we go. Insurgency action. SF units can be used to flip enemy garrison units independent of combat actions. So does that mean I can't do it here because there is this non-garrison unit here in the place? Other enemy combat units may be in the hex. Well, there we go. There's my answer. Alright, so we're going to go step by step. Declare the action. Okay, I'm doing an SF insurgency operation. Now I'm going to pay the cost. Alright, so the coalition AP marker is on 10, so I'm going down 1 to 9. It costs 1 for this. This action costs 1. Expend 1 AP. Place any number of SF markers on any hexes in the... Oh, any number of SF markers on any hexes. No range. More than one SF unit may be committed to each hex. Alright. I'm going to continue with 1, but now I see I can expend 1 point and conduct multiple operations here. That would have been nice to know early. Alright, so what do I want to expend here? We're going to expend this NATO NGO SF unit. Alright, what is that? Non-governmental organizations. Okay, got it. NGO SF unit, and we're going to commit 3rd Special Forces group right there for a total of 3 combat factors. Let's do that. Alright. Place any number of SF markers on any hexes. Okay, more than one SF unit may be committed to each hex. There may be other combat units in the enemy combat units in the hex. For each SF combat strength point, roll 1 die and apply the results on the insurgency table. So it's the insurgency table on the map. Die roll for each point. So 3rd Special Force group is going to count for 2. I'll still go in order. All right, so 5 is R1, Rebellion 1. I guess, do I do these? Do I roll all of these and then? If a result causes the flipping of the garrison and there are still SF remaining in the hex, they cannot be committed elsewhere or withdrawn. What's Rebellion, though? Oh, there it is, Rebellion. Okay, so... Well, I guess I'm going to just go in order instead of adding up the results. So R1. If there's another enemy ground unit in the hex, flip the garrison to the friendly side. I'm sorry, if there's not another. If there is another enemy unit in the hex, then treat this as no effect. There we go. Because there is the enemy unit, so it protected it. Alright. Next one, 4. That's no effect. And finally, the last one. 5. Okay. Oh, that's R1 again. Okay, so it makes a difference that the Uzbeks had the combined arms there. So we wanted Rebellion 2. We wanted 6 result. That would have been flipped again. That would have been. All right, I'm going to recycle these 2. These have to go to the. Oh no, that's a specific mechanic I want to talk about recycling. That's particular. Okay, if we had gotten Rebellion 2, then we would have flipped the garrison to the friendly side, and the Uzbek Combined Arms Corps would have had to retreat 1 hex. That would have been great, but we did not get it. Okay, recycling. This is important, actually. Okay, as it kind of sounds, they're going to be recycled. So let's take the NGO unit here. We roll, and this is the number of turns down the track. This is the number of turns before the SF is available for use. Place it on the turn record chart, the number of boxes from the current game turn equal to the die roll. So we're on turn 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4 is turn 5. So I put that on the turn 5, and then we're going to do the same thing with 3rd Special Forces. Oh, it's the same. All right. Both Special Forces units are recycled and will become available again on turn 5.